Morning.
Hey-ho.
Up and ready to go. Tuesday.
Tuesday, 3rd of June, and it's about 10 to 9.
Roughly, yeah. You know. Yeah. French radio.
Lovely.
Off to the Airborne Museum in St Mary today, and a couple of little things later on in the afternoon if weather permits. Forecasting rain in the afternoon, something we haven't seen a big lot of yet, but
No, we've been lucky.
if you're
Not much rain.
coastal area, you take what you get.
Very little wind.
Why is that? Yes, 8:51 p.m.
PM. We haven't even started the day yet, and he's ready for bed.
Head's not in it. Let's go to St Mary.
You want to come? He's coming with us. Are you?
We're going.
Sure? Okay, let's go.
3 kills. Our first veteran just there, Donald Poole. World War II veteran, but he didn't fight over here. He was telling me he was stateside the whole time, but still a veteran regardless. One thing I'm not going to do is stand and talk the whole way through this. I'll just show some of the artifacts and, where possible, some of the signage. So let's go. Here's a homemade radio used by the resistance in the OCM. And here they come! Mack truck. This one looks to be more of a trip transporter, judging by the seats in the back here. I'm guessing there's a C-47 in here. A lot of people in here today.
Oui, oui, on se les envoie par colis, il n'y a pas de problème. Hein? Allez, merci. Comme ça, vous avez le temps de réfléchir.
Quite a lot to take in here. So this little guy is a Rupert. Ruperts were equipped with firecrackers and their own parachutes, and they were dropped in and around German-held areas to create mass distraction and confusion. And by and large, they did that. This looks like a great big strong bird, but whenever you do your fingers on either side of the fin here and just squeeze, it flexes. This is the helmet of James Gavin, General James M. Gavin. Gavin was the inspiration for the Iron Mike Memorial at Lafayette Bridge. What we're looking at here is the swagger stick of General Maxwell D. Taylor. This scenario is depicting boarding the plane prior to going to France. You can see all these guys have their drop down ropes hanging by their sides, whereas the information I had was that they often attach them to the bottom of the musette bag. It's also very clear here how different ways of lacing the boots up. So this one's crisscross, and this one here is straight over. That's the way I used to do mine. It's a really good show in here. The sub-chamber here full of German militaria. nice, killing moon. Getting crap. Fiberglass replica. Hey buddy, where are you going? Not much grass for you to cut there. This is the Waco building. Waco Glider. Not to be confused with the British Horsa. Hard to read that. It says Pilot FR Renix, Bancroft cap and headphones. In combat, Glider and C-47 pilots wear the heavy M1 helmets. It's an actual cap from the Waco pit. Number 18. What is number 18? Staying some very pleased now. Starting to lash. Well, not lash, but it's wet.
Because it's windy, it feels worse.
Yeah. But, hang on, let's get in the car. Very, very, very good museum.
Yeah. I think it's about the best to see.
It's on a par, if not better than the D-Day experience. It's amazing sound effects, loads of artifacts to see. A couple of hours spent in there easily. So like I say, we just come out of the shop and met with the rain. So we'll sit here tight for a few minutes, get our breath back, and then we'll hit the shops.
Oh, maybe something to eat.
Oh, something to eat and then the shops. Or
Whatever way.
shops and then something to eat.
Well,
See what-
shops, something to eat, and then shops
See,
again, or whatever.
see what we can find.
Oh, not being that wee place over
Oh.
there. Anyway, it's not. No.
Well, just as a matter of interest, this needle thing in front of us, this has been here since Roman times. Can't remember exactly what it's for. Well, I'll look it up and see if I can find out anything, any info. I'm going to stop waffling here because I'm starting to trip over my tongue.
You do that all the
Because
time.
this is dry at the minute. I really am
You-
needing a drink. Anyway, so Mary Glaze, Holy Mother Church, the Roman obelisk, and the Airborne Museum just over there. There's how you don't do it. The guy in the sunglasses just turned round there. No. Wrong boots, wrong everything. Some more ones.
Aye, but they're weird.
Armed troops coming up the hill here. Belly bobs again. Ah, you go. Go that way. Chips. There's a smell around here. You can just smell the canvas. ceremony going on here. Yeah. There's a plaque under the cover there, but you can't see it just yet. French military. Right, still in the temporary Église.
Temporary Église.
St. Mare Église. Okay. There's a ceremony of some sort going on here. We do not know what it is, but we're going to stick around.
There's two plaques. There's one either side over there.
Yeah. It looks like an unveiling ceremony. We've got French troops, we've got American troops, the band of the US Naval Forces, Europe and America.
Africa.
Oh, Europe and Africa, sorry.
I already read that out.
Try to read this from this distance.
Shows he doesn't listen to me. I already read it out to him.
Why would I?
Exactly.
We don't know if there's any dignitaries here or not, that there are any recognisable dignitaries, but we're here, we're dignitaries. Aye, on our own heads.
Lord and Lady Blakes. How's that
Did
sound?
we get that?
Lord and Lady Blakes.
We have a world of stuff going on. One of at least two plaques over there, still to be unveiled.
What actually was unveiled.
Yeah.
Should we that in another?
Half the time we can't hear what's going on.
The only one we could hear was that last, wherever he was.
And the first guy, even if I spoke fluent French, I couldn't understand a word he was saying. No. I don't think we scoot inside the church here. Go out the back and then do shops up that street. And I think I would nearly do it for here for Rare Église today. I'd say so. I wonder how old this door is. This is the inside of the main door into the Holy Mother Church, and it just screams ancient. Clearly oak. just as I was talking about the inside of the main door, we had that flight pass that we were talking about earlier. Not on camera. But, yep, 4. Missed them. Kinda annoyed now. John Steele's story. Big question. Did it or did it not happen? Some historians now are saying no. One even saying that you rewrite the history books and lose it if that's the case. Make your own minds up. If you think this place is busy today, you should see it on the 6th of June. Same thing. Statue of Eisenhower was only unveiled last year, but today unveiling these two plaques, one in French, one in English. Okay, and insert photos into the video post edit. Right. I'm going to call it a day here in St Mary Glees now. We've been here over 7 hours and we've witnessed quite a few comings and goings, including ceremonies, all vintage vehicles arriving and going, and just about everything you could think of here. Anyway, earlier on we had this ceremony over here beside the Eisenhower statue, which was unveiled last year. On either side of him there is now like 2 plinths, each one with one of his quotes. One on the left is in French, the one on the right is in English, and then there's on the front facing part there's smaller plaques. They are detailing when they were unveiled and when they were dedicated and by who. So that's what this is all about today, was just unveiling these plinths and plaques to go along with the statue. Oh, that was interesting to see.
It's to do with, what did I say, Operation Democracy.
Operation Democracy, yeah. People are still coming and going here, still doing their thing, and they're setting chairs out now for...
Must be for this band.
This,
It seems to be the band that was playing over there.
yeah.
No, that big boy there. What's he?
Yeah,
Is that like an Afghan? Black one?
A cross between a Newfoundland and an Afghan. Big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the band are going to be seated and doing
Something.
some seated music.
Seated. Oh, for God's sake.
So, yeah, they're busy putting the chairs out now. Whether this is just open to the public. Probably is, yeah.
Right.
Anyhow,
We move on.
calling it a day here. I'm going to move on to the scene of a Dick Winter's German wagon ambush. Get you back in here. Here we go.
Come with.
I'll tell you more about it when we get there. It's not too far. Bye. Keep your eyes on the road, extra especially around here.
For the next 1.5 miles, keep straight on this road.
I wonder where you want there.
Big seal on Carty Green, huh?
If you owned a Jeep, you wouldn't need to be worried about rain.
We've been down this road before, kicking in every open door. Yeah, 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 yeah. Anything for love. We keep coming back for more, but I ain't singing your lines no more. Yeah, 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 yeah. Anything for love. It's been nice doing business. It's been nice doing business with you. I've heard all these lies from you, not a single word was true. Yeah, 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 yeah. Anything for love. We've been down this road before, kicking in every open door. Yeah, 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 yeah. Anything for love. It's been nice doing business. It's been nice doing business with you.
Take a look around. And you'll see a T-junction, pardon me, where the D423 meets the D115. Now, whoa, the wind's very strong. If you're familiar with the second episode of Band of Brothers, you'll have seen Dick Winters set up an ambush where a road goes under a railway, and they wait for the German wagons to come along, and then Wild Bill lets loose, ignoring Winters' command to wait for his order to fire. But here's the true story of what took place at the T-junction attack. A large mixed division of paratroopers, mostly 502nd, but with some 506th, coming up this road, up the 423. When they got to the 115, they heard the wagons, which were coming from this direction. 4 wagons in all, which were heading that way there to deliver supplies to other German installations. So there were over 100 men in this group, and they were being led by Colonel Robert Coles of the 502nd. Set up the ambush when they heard the wagons coming. 4 wagons in all, not 2 as shown in Band of Brothers. The group waited them for them to appear, and surprise with a surprise ambush. So they actually waited for the majority of the wagon group to pass by. And lads, a guy called Richard Ladd from the 502nd jumped out. And at that moment, a German officer and a soldier approached Ladd. Ladd could see their silhouettes, and Ladd shouted at the two men to Handy Hutch. Handy Hutch. It's a brutal pronunciation of Handy Hoch. Hands up. And by that time they were standing right in front of Ladd, and with one upward swing of his arm, the German officer knocked Ladd's rifle out of his hand and flying who knows where, into the field. The two Germans then turned around and ran back towards their column. Ladd looked to his left and saw a weapon lying on the road, picked that up, found out later it was a Russian PPSH submachine gun, pulled it up and fired at the men in the column, spraying an entire drum magazine into it. So what you see in the TV series is anything but factual. This is the route that the 502nd, 506th group came up. Took positions along these hedgerows and waited for the wagons to pass. And, pardon me, still got a frog in my throat. While Bill Grenier did not fire, he certainly didn't fire the first shots, because they were back. They were back in the middle of the group, well out of the way. 506 guys had very little part to play in this. So another look around the scenery here. So yes, this is where it actually happened. There was and is no railway line or bridge near this T-junction. This was created by the writers of Band of Brothers. Apparently one of them gets very testy if subjects brought up. So it's far from the truth. There was an ambush. 502nd guy initiated it, not 506th. Trying to see. Ooh. Pardon me, I'm tripping everywhere here. Okay, we're ending the day with a return visit to Marmion Farm. Remember the scene in Band of Brothers which implied that Lieutenant Spears shot several German prisoners? This allegedly happened here, in this ditch. Believe that if you will. Doesn't seem to be any hard and fast evidence. None that I know of anyway. But supposedly here, if it happened. Which we have on the word of a tour guide. But yes, it did. Now, prior to the Allied invasion, this place was a German command post. There are various pictures taken in here. Guys from the 506th, guys from the 502nd. Sporting trophies after the liberation of this place. One picture of Private James Flanagan, I think it was a 502nd. holding a Nazi flag. It's right in front of this door. We'll try and retrieve that picture and post it in with the edit. Nowadays it's not even lived in, even though the windows are still intact. Let's have a look. See what we can see in through these windows here. This has been a byre, cattle stall. It's too dark to see anything properly. Let's have a look at the house. Doing a wash with German soldiers. Not sure how many were here, I'll have to look that one up. And almost certainly the officers, possibly even the senior NCOs, would have been billeted inside this house. Fireplace, tables. Cow's heel water pump, but the pump's actually gone, just the handle left. I wonder how much of this stuff was actually used by the Germans, if any of it at all. Around here, this ladder, hard to see. It looks like as if there's a roof ladder going up there too, so they must be doing roof repairs. Well, that's for the benefit of people like myself who come to see the history of the place, or whether they're planning to reuse the house, renovate it and reuse it. Anybody's guess. So, they're stockpiling wood. May well have been a stable in the day. How old this farm actually is another story. Although I think there might be a date stone down there on top of that upper floor window. I'll check it out in a minute. This place is famous for the photographs that Forrest Guth took here. Soldiers were given strict orders not to be taking cameras with them, but Goody stuck one in his bag and took some footage, took some pictures. Especially of what happened, what was going on here after they had liberated the farm. There's some of the stuff in these buildings is quite modern, so it obviously has been used. Let's see if there's a date stone. And I do believe that's it up there. Is it? No. It says E, and I'm not sure whether it's E1900 or E1800. So it's got to be more than 100 years old. It says that big beam up in there. Anyway, there you go, quick return visit. Marmion Farm. Former German stronghold, German command post. Liberated 2 days after D-Day, 3 days after D-Day. It's a strange place, gives you a strange feeling being here. Just knowing who has been here before you. But there you go, that's it. Okay, so that's been a busy one today. A couple of quick visits to places of interest after a long day in St Mary Glees. I'm going to call it a day here and head back, possibly thinking about something to eat. We're finding somewhere to do something to eat. We're going to have to look on Google and see what we can find.
You need to stop somewhere and get nail clippers, didn't you say?
Yeah, that'll be under Marché, I would say, or something like that. Anyway, that's it for today. Join us tomorrow morning for the next adventures of John and Laura.
Whichever it is. Do we know what it is? Parachute.
Parachute drop at Asville Battery. That's a uniform day. And you might need it to keep warm. It's not
You're
cold.
rolling.
Because I put the clutch in, that's why. It's not particularly cold, but it's windy. Just a wee bit of... Well, we know what it was like the last time we went to Asville Battery. And we were anything but warm. And we were glad that we got a shelter from behind one of the bunkers. But anyway, that's our target for tomorrow. And we will see you there. Bye!